have to look happy now. Yay! Woo! Can you see me? Is it happening? Is it working? Tell me there's pictures. Is there? I saw you. I looked back on your comments and I was saying, I can hear you. There's no picture, but I'm hoping there's still somebody there. So if there is, thank you for staying. Your techie woman's trying to log on so that you can see her responses on the other bit of kit. Seriously, technology, man, I tell you what we did. We swapped iPads over and it should have swapped over all right, and it didn't swap over all right, but there you go. I'm going to keep talking in the assumption you can hear me. And I'm going to just talk to this camera. We've got the overhead set up as well, but I'm going to talk here. And let me show you what this is about, okay? I'm being optimistic. I'm believing you're out there. So this is tall and elegant. I feel like nothing tall and elegant about the way I feel, or indeed I just, no. It's like, hello, tall and elegant. Relating to DL cards, because I love a DL card, and I haven't done anything formatted for DL cards for quite a while, and there's not that much out there, I don't think, for DLs. And I think they're getting popular again. I think they're good for posting. I like the format, I like the composition. So what I've got is dies that have been created to fit a tall and elegant card, in fact a DL. So I've given you the big frame die here, and the two things I was thinking here. One, I wanted very Victorian, flourishy, baroque, like over the top, swirly, viney leaves, brilliant. And this little bit, your hiccups now, seriously. This bit, the bottom, is where your wording goes. So your tall image goes in here, your wording goes in here, and you've got both. And what I've done is inside there, I've given you all these separate components so you can actually compose a longer, a square, a different format frame if you want, or not use a frame at all, just use like toppers and bottoms and flourishes in amongst your things. And that's the first die. The second one, the inspiration here, was definitely, like the Metropolitan, the very Art Nouveau, totally Art Nouveau. I wanted it all viney, swirly, tenderly, very organic, lighter. This looks great in black, very, very of the time. And lots of corners in this one. See different shapes and format corners there, as well as the swirls and the edges. So you can build, again, your own format. You can do a square card if you want. You can just use aspects of it if you don't want to use the frame. But again, this is where your wording goes. So for composition, it's dead easy. Body picture, wording. Things like birthday, Poppy, for you, with love. I could go on, but I'm not gonna. So they're the frames, and I'll show you how they cut out shortly. And then you have lovely pictures. Let me actually see it that way. Pictures, big stamps, right? 3x4. These are, again, I wanted them to look Art Nouveau-ish, a bit wibbly wobbly styly. So look like parrot tulips, yes, look like the tulips, but have a little bit of design to them, not just, as they grow. I've put the stems in a little twirly fashion and kind of taken artistic license with ripple in the leaves and things. The poppies, people love poppies, popular poppies. I love the poppies. Again, made them all twirly and kind of, elegant there. And then your bluebells, and there's wording to say that. So you've got birthday for you with love, tulips, poppies, and bluebell wording. That's that one. And then the other one, now that looks great in either frame, but it looks really cool in that Art Nouveau type frame. And then we have, I love these, I love drawing these. These are, I just had so much fun because I've been experimenting with different trees. Trees are great and that they're good to draw. I mean, you want to keep, like for me, I want to keep trying different things and different techniques, and this was a really nice like kind of way I drew this with different kind of highlighting those little shells and the fluffy bits in the tree, so it looks really dimensional, and taking more time to give it those little shells of branches and leaves to look, and then that really pretty distant pathway. Where's it going? Somewhere happy, I'm sure. You got your little cottage, little house there with the trees around it. Lovely country dwelling, could be for a new home, could be retirement, could be whatever. This one's for anything, could be any message you want. And for men's cards too. Then there's the church with the magnolia across the front. Weddings, christenings, Easter, all kinds of events there, perfect for that. So they're the stamps, they're the dies. Let me show you the inspiration. Now, techie person,
Yes.
I know you're still typing away like a good one there. Are you logged onto Facebook on the other one yet?
Yes, we are live.
And can you see things?
People,
Yeah.
We have got
Right, there's a but.
subtitles, and I can't figure out how to turn those off.
Is that something you can turn off? Because I mean, seriously, that's like the time they tried to transcribe me talking, doing Pain Fusion, into a whole German format. That poor woman, she didn't know what she was got. I mean, because why say one word when you can say 50 Douglas? Oh, you don't want to see the amount of words that are going on that screen. You'll see nothing else. Right, so let me show you some inspiration. Can we flip to the overhead camera, techie woman, please?
Sure can.
Ha, just like that. Any minute now. Coming at you. Hello. Just show you. Shook out. And it didn't. Did it not flew? Oh, technology, man. So basically, here's the thing. To see a demonstration, best will in the world, you're not going to see it on that camera. And it should be a case of just tapping, and you get the overhead camera now. What's happening? The overhead camera not connected anymore.
Well, I can see it on here.
Yeah, but it hasn't
it's not
switched.
coming out.
Oh man. Right, tell you what I'm going to do, guys. You know what? Sometimes fate just tells you, doesn't it? It's just the way it is. I'm going to show you some gorgeous cards, and I'm going to hold them up like this, and that might be the best we can do today. We've tried, I know we have, and I've got things look stamped out ready to colour in, to do this. We'll have to do it, we'll have to reschedule it, simple as that. I'm not going to reschedule it before the shows, because to be honest, I've got to get everything tidied up for 2 shows tomorrow. It's going to be after the shows. And just so as you know, I am absolutely got the other one, the Shaping Up Nature, your double exposure show to do. I've even got the ironing board still out with the paper there ready. I'm going to iron. Definitely not dusted, but we're going to iron and show you how your freezer paper works, because have to say the stuff you've been posting on the Inkettes is phenomenal. I mean, really, I was saying to Maria, you know, the sign of a good release, a good concept isn't how good I and the team can make them look. It's how amazing what's coming back to you is looking like. I was speaking to Alice and Garrett, you know, we did the little one-to-one to trial it, which we're doing, going to be the monthly winner thing now. Less stressy than this, just one phone and camera, much easier. And she was saying that they make you look like an artist, the double exposure, the define the line, and I think that's fantastic. So that was the plan. But in the meantime, let me show you. I've still got arms flying in here. What?
I think we've got you on the overhead.
I'm on the overhead now.
I think so.
You're joking.
No.
So I'm doing all this and talking to the camera, and it's on here.
No, I've got it's just literally come onto the overhead. It's like there's a massive delay. I think there's an update that needs to go through on this.
Oh.
And I think that's
So you've probably seen part of me head and me doing this kind of thing. Right, here we go. We're on the overhead. And right, on the TV, right, we have got a preview. So when I'm looking at the face on camera, I'm seeing what's on the screen as well, and it's just easier. And I'm not realising that obviously with this one, it's not. I'm just looking at me anyway, regardless. But this is what, right. Right, so this hopefully
on, and we'll leave it on the overhead.
On the overhead. You don't need to see me talking anymore. Let's just play. So this is a sample here, and there's a big delay for some reason. Right, okay. Yay, at last, somebody's saying, yay, exactly. I'm just going to take pictures off here and put them on, and I don't know if they're going to be centered, because how slow is that?
Yeah, really slow.
We're miles behind. Right, really sorry guys. I'm just going to hope that they're in frame as well, because I can't even tell, because the stupid thing isn't even like anywhere near where we're at. I'm just taking things away, putting them on and showing you stuff and hoping you can see them. I really don't even think we can do a live mirror, because I can't even see what I'm doing. I can't see what we're seeing. I think we're going to have to reschedule, but let me show you some stuff here. Finally, I can see what's happening. It's kind of caught up now. Right, so amazing samples. That one there, beautiful. Love that. This one is Amanda's. She's got a little cat. This one's Julie's. This is stunning. This is she's used foiling on black card and then coloured in with the pencils on the black card using the frame. Isn't that just exquisite? And then we have beautiful bluebells here. Who's this? This is Diane. Gorgeous. You see that different the different frame there, the lighter frame, and then she's made a really cute little birthday kind of banner here. I'm going to keep going and hope it's centered, as I said. Julie again. This looks like acrylics onto dark card. With acrylics on dark card, you can actually see what you're doing, because it shows up because they're opaque.
Now they're saying that they can't hear you very well. Can you hear me well? Can somebody just say yes, Maria, please, if you can hear me well?
It's going swimmingly.
I'm going to unplug this and see what difference it makes.
Okay.
Sheena, to your voice.
Oh, hello. The problem is you can't test these out until you're live, so you don't know how it's working or not. And we won't see a response, can we? Until it catches up. Wow.
Okay, Tracy could hear me well.
But not me. So if I speak up,
Keep talking.
keep talking. Hello. Oh, man. You know what? I'm drinking a shandy. I wish it was stronger. Seriously. Forget that. I'll have a pint of gin. Quick as you like.
Sherry Miller, can you tell us if you can hear Sheena? And Sheena, can you talk, please?
I'm just going to talk. I'm just going to show you things, and I'm just going to keep showing you and hope that you can see them. This is a stunning card here from Pamela. I just love this. It's on acetate. Look at that. Isn't that amazing, Pamela? I love that. I just absolutely love it. We've got other samples at the studio as well, guys, so don't miss the shows because there's more there for the pack shot. And so you can hear me now better, can you? I'm hoping. I'm just going to keep moving these and looking.
Sound appears to be better.
Yay! I love that too. Diane, gorgeous, lovely. And look at how cool with what you're laughing at, what they're saying.
Debbie Durant.
What's the
Says you're both very loud.
I'm both very loud. Are you on?
Well, I was leaning right next to the mic on there. I am sitting back.
Tell you what, we'll both be sitting back.
I'm touching nothing.
With a pointed gin each after this. You had like a nice relaxing night. Yeah, let's do a lovely relaxing Facebook Live. Oh, ship sailed on that one, didn't it, Maria?
Yeah.
Right, love this. You can see, I love the way you've got the little preview on the screen there. I'm going to put the message on, say, coming up. Right, so we're on to the scenes here, as you can see, and I love what Lisa's done. Super, super delicate, like myself. With the white on white and just the watercolours, I think it's beautiful. And then different look, different approach there. This is Julie. Stronger colours, gold, bolder, beautiful. So you can see how we can mix the frames around, mix the colours, the mediums they're using around. All good. Love this too. Who's this one? Amanda. Beautiful. With the dark blue frame. There's that little country lady. Love it. Oh, look. Who's this? Deborah Durant. Love it. Love this. It's just nice, you know, pastures, happy places, leading somewhere wonderful, I'm sure. And then we have the this is really cool. I love this. Amanda, she's made another charming card. She laughs at me because she looks, the cards are charming. They're really, really just pretty and well designed and well coloured. And I love she's put poppies in the field, look, in the background. Little dots there. But look, see this little guy here? This is from My Kind of People. He's on a little country walk with a happy tail. Come to see you. Brilliant. If you want to do something easy peasy, quicker, not easy peasy, it looks amazing, but much quicker and low on resources, because just one ink pad, black soot. Look at how cool that looks. Fabulous. borrowed around. Bear with me, just a little clear thing there. Another beautiful Lisa card with that really delicate. She's layered up some of the stuff here, so it's swirly on swirly. So just think that is just so pretty and delicate. Cute little pink cottage from Julie. Lovely. And then you can see here where is this Debbie? Yeah, Debbie's used just part of those elements, the top and bottom, to create a frame type thing. Now, what I've got here as well, we looked at that one, I love this. I thought the plan was to colour in a poppy. And I wasn't sure whether to do a blue poppy or a red poppy. But we may do a bit of to both. Now that I'm kind of calming down a little bit. I've had a little drink of shandy. It's all good. Let us do that. Let's do this, because what I've done. Let me talk you through what I've done to get to the bit I've prepared. I have got my Logan Ford here, and before I put my stamp on here, what I've done is I've cut. The good thing about this as well is that you're going to get 3 cards per A4 sheet of white willow. So I've cut it into, I basically used a DL card as my measure, because you know I don't do measuring. So I took a DL card and I took my paper and I just did that, and I just did a nick at the top and the bottom, and I cut it. And I did it again, and I cut it, I did it again. That was how I got the size, because obviously it's going to be trimmed down anyway. And then got one of my frames, which I said I was going to show you, which, hang on, I'm reaching over here to show you. Right, there's a lot here to try and show you what they look like. And took a frame. I've got an awkward, it's like Jenga now. They're all twisted in together. I tell you what, I hope tomorrow's shows are a little bit less kind of eventful. Oh. Right, so if we take a frame and pop it on there, what I've done, I actually use the other shape frame, whichever one you want, that one, or this one, whichever you're going for. Decide which one you're going to do, pop it on there, get it kind of centred on that card. Remember, a little bit bigger, because you want to tape it down and you want a little bit of like bleed space and trimming down area. And I took a pencil and I just drew in this little aperture here, so that what I know is going to happen is that there is going to be where my wording's going to go. So I put a little bit of line at the top, and that helped me then position my stamp so that I could stamp it. I wish you could see what's going on here, look. Does this happen to you? That? Oh, Maria. Oh, Maria.
Sherry's strongly suggesting that you break out the cakes.
Oh,
Everything's better after a cake.
Sherry, I need pint of gin, a whole chocolate fudge cake, and things might start looking up a bit. Seriously. I've had my day was a little bit stressy. I'm sharing, I had a new hairdresser, and it didn't go as planned, just saying.
Don't mention the hair, anybody.
Seriously. You know when you come back and you can't wait to wash it, and you're going, what? Hello? So yeah, don't mention the hair. Anyway, so I put my thing there and that's ready to stamp. This is another, but let's do this. I'll forget the poppies for a minute. I'm going to do this one. Let's do it. Right, I'm going off piece totally here. Chipped sapphire. I feel I need to do this right now. Okay? A willow card. Could be watercolor card. I'm inking it up with chipped sapphire. I had to pick up some medication. I'm thinking I should have made it stronger, pet. Wasn't the right kind of medication you got?
Tracy's saying to tell you to line your stamp and fold up on the 12 centimetre mark, but there is absolutely no way I'm telling you that under the circumstances.
Under what? 12 centimetre? What?
On your mat, and then it will be directly in the centre. Tracy, I'm not that brave. I'm not mentioning it.
Is she what ex-friend Tracy?
Yeah.
Tracy, don't push it. Seriously, on the edge. Maria's saying like, yeah, no.
I've seen the signs.
Tracy, abort.
She's frothing at the mouth.
No.
It's not going to happen, Tracy. I'm not going to mention it. That and the hair. I won't mention either.
Either. Let's call the whole thing off.
No. Come on, Sheena. Let's push through. Come on.
Do this.
We're British. Stiff up a lip.
All of this. Sherry's not, but I mean, some of us are British.
Yeah.
But
I bet she goes way back. She's British.
Probably.
Yeah.
So we've got that.
What do you reckon, Shelley?
I'm just going to stamp that later. I'm going to take this off here now. And I'm just going to use a bit of water. And I'm going to blend that. I'm going to use it like, I'm thinking Delft. You know, like Delft pottery. You know, that blue and white. Yeah?
Uh-huh.
Kind of look. So, I'm going to take a little bit of water and I'm going to start blending this a little bit, blocking these little bits at the bottom and blend it out. Now here's the thing, you won't know, depends on how warm the day it is, what card you're using and how inky you inked your stamp to know how this is going to release on the card. So what I would say, big tip is, start somewhere where if it's going to run away from you, it won't have much of a big impact. So if it's at the bottom or at the side and you're thinking, oh no, that's releasing too much ink there, it doesn't matter if it goes a little bit kind of wishy-washy, random, you know, dark is really probably the thing. So I started at the bottom, checked it out, we're all right, we're just... And the other thing is, don't over-blend everything. Don't feel you've got to blend everything to the inch of its life. What I've done is I've decided this side's going to be darker, here is darker. So I've created a shadow by committing to saying this side, you see I've got some cross hatching on the side of this steeple here. So that there, darker, this is darker. There'll be a little bit of cast shadow here, but look at how quick this is coming together. This is how, if you want to make something look cool, but you haven't got loads of time or resources, you can get it done really, really quickly. And it could be kind of, sometimes your projects might need a little bit of crafty therapy. Can you tell everyone that Auntie Sheena needed a little bit of crafty therapy? Even Willow's kicking off now. Willow, darling, best not. I would say no.
She's a brave dog, that one.
It's like, help me.
Alison Garrett's in the house.
Alison Garrett. So what I'm doing, Alison Garrett, is I'm using the line, the ink, just around the outsides of the clouds, just to pull a little bit of that colour out. Just to colour in the sky. I just want a tint of colour. I don't want to go over the top. I'm just teasing the colour out. I'm using a regular brush. Do not use and do not even think. Don't even go there. You're going to be more calm than I am right now if you try using a water brush. Just saying. That would not help your happy, calm head space thing that's going on. Just saying. Use a regular brush with less water. Less is better. Because then you can control it. Alright, we can't control everything in life, but this we can with less water. If you use a water brush, even the best ones, they're still just too wet.
Hello, Moira.
Hello, Moira. And breathe and calm. See what crafting does, do you see? I'm all kinds of like, chilled now, Maria. You see?
Yep.
Yeah, phew, keep painting, Sheena. Please keep painting. Whatever you do, don't stop painting.
Hello, Georgina Smith.
Georgina Smith in the house. So what I'm doing, so that now, soften that. You can, look, I can keep going a little bit, yeah. If you want, just keep going. With clouds, you want them soft. You don't want it as, defined. And you can go inside the clouds as well and make them look like fluffy layers within the clouds.
Sheena, what ink are you using, please?
I should have mentioned, I use some Distress ink, and I love this colour. I've loved it for a long time. Chipped Sapphire, it's one of my favourites. It's a really pretty, dark, purpley blue. This works better, this technique, with darker colours, because you're going to want different levels of that colour. So you're going to want to add more water to get lighter versions and darker colours to get less water to get darker colours. So if it's already starts out super light, you got nowhere to go. Okay, so we'll strengthen some of these little branches here. Now this is where, if you did this in like a sepia tone, let's say use vintage photo, something like that, walnut stain, you can go over and then you can just simply tint these little bits with a colour. With the browns, it works really nicely because it looks like an old, those hand tinted photos used to get back in the day. They'd take the picture and then they'd have it hand coloured.
Mm-hmm.
And the brown's really quite neutral, so it works with most colours. It just tones them down, every colour. But if you're using a colour like blue, if I did that and I wanted some yellow, for example, on there, I think, oh, put a little yellow highlight. Bear in mind, the blue's going to affect that. It's going to pick the ink up, or it's going to sit on top of some blue area that you've blended, and you're actually going to end up with green. Okay, so just be aware of that. So if you want to do that tinting later kind of thing, I would say go with like a brownie colour, one of those brownie colours. Now the other thing is, if you want to make some bits darker, if you think, well, look at it, what we're looking at is tonal value here. We're looking at dark to light. And you know when they used to make you sketch with graphite at school, this is the kind of thing they were teaching you, is how to get as many different shades of grey, more than 50, right, with your pencil and sketching technique. So, and it's a good thing to do because people, you know, when you're colouring things in, it's kind of a two-part thing to think about. It's the colour, but it's also the tonal value of what you're doing, because sometimes you can have lots of colour but it still looks flat.
Could you add extra colour to it from the pad?
That's what I'm doing now, Maria. So what I've done, don't ever take your brush directly to the pad, because that's very bad. You'll actually dilute the ink in your pad. So do what I've done, and can you see that bit on the thing there? Splodge some ink out, then pick it up like that and paint on it as if it's just paint. And you can leave that, and if it dries you can re-wet it because it's just water-based. Now look at how much more drama that's got, much more impact. It's popping out to the page a lot more.
Does that help, Karen?
And you can do the same with your little bits at the foreground if you want. This is where you could even get that, Sid Vicious, the brush.
Uh-huh.
He could do some grasses here for you if you want to bring some larger grasses going on. You could flick that up and add some to that. You can look and think, well, that's going to be darker. Look at the stamp. I've said before, read the stamp. Look at where I've said that should be darker in there, that should be darker in here. Where I've either got cross-hatching, like the lines, or hatching, or in the trees, you'll see where I use texture to make it look like it's leafy texture in the trees. If I've concentrated that leafy texture in places, I've also done that to make it look like it's shadow in the trees. So that's how I sculpt and mould things so that it looks like it's 3D. So you can put some little dark areas in the sky, around the clouds if you want. You can just, and it's a really good thing to do this because you are teaching yourself about how to make something look good with just one colour before you get into adding lots of colours. Because like I say, you can use lots of colours but it still looks flat. And that's the reason, as you haven't got enough of this tonal variation in your picture. What I used to do was, so I don't know if this happens to you, but it looks great close up, and then you go and you put it somewhere, wherever you put your project to view it, and stand back and go, look at that, I'm gloating, I'm all puffed up with pride, that looks lovely. But then you do that and you go, whoa, where'd it go? It disappeared. That's because you haven't got enough tonal value in it. You need like chunks of light and dark. Does that make sense? Does that make sense to you, Maria?
It does.
Okay. Because then you see bigger, bolder chunks. You've got to simplify it, chunk it up sometimes. So when you stand back, you go, wow, yeah, that looks cool. Right, that looks cool. I think that's pretty and very effective with just one colour. I'm going to wipe this up. You see, I haven't even touched that there. I'm not even going to do that. I want that light to look like the sunshine there. Don't feel you have to blend every bit on your card because you don't. So the next thing to do would be, with that one, is to give it a bit of a dry. I'm looking for me heat gun. Just dry it a little bit.
So we've got Anne Neal watching.
Yay.
And Susan Ball. Christopher Nunn.
Susan Boyle.
No, not Susan Boyle.
This is song I mean singing with her.
Leslie Christie. Tom's in the house.
Tom's in the house.
Helen.
So we can do that in now. Here's the thing. So I'm going to get me a frame. Let's find a cool frame. So if it's a Delft type style, I think white or even the cream might look good. Like cream. Oh, look at this. Jenga again. Oh, Maria, I cut all these ready for tomorrow. Seriously? Right. So you could, cream on white looks really pretty. You could could say, oh, let's go delicate and do that. That looks nice.
Hello, Ruth.
Or you can say the white on there would look good. What I would say is get some, just cut like the wind. Cut lots of different cards out with your, with the cutty thing. Yeah, whatever you use to cut. That looks really pretty. I like that on there. To layer it up. Just keep it clean, blue and white. That would look lovely. That would do the job. Or you could even go, let's try the gold. Pop that on there. See how you just mix it, you're just swapping them around, mixing them up. The blue, what do you think of the gold?
It's pretty.
You like bling, don't you?
Yeah.
Alright, so we could
What about silver?
Try the silver? Sure.
I said that because it's at the bottom of the pile.
Yeah, she did, yeah.
I'm just testing out the stress levels.
Like, after the Facebook Live, everyone else can go away.
I'm in trouble.
You've got the pleasure of me company for the rest of the night. In fact,
there may be trouble ahead.
But while there's crafting and things going wrong all the time,
I'll run away instead.
Run gold or silver?
Silver.
You want silver? Yeah, silver pretty. Alright, so we've got the silver. We'll stick with that. We need to stamp the wording. It's up to you. Do you want to go like black wording, silver wording, whatever? We would go back to our loam fold. This is not what I had planned, by the way. Just saying, but I needed to do that.
Sheena, you never stick to a plan.
Never do.
No.
No. Yep, tangent, that would be me. Even
You're
when
a producer's nightmare.
I am. Bless them, yeah. Right, I'm going to pop a bit of tape. Oh, not that bit. Probably one scrunchy and one. I've got bits of there. That'll do.
Hello, Sharon.
Take these down a bit. Like that. Is that our Sharon?
No, this is Sharon Sweeney.
Oh, I was going to do the Sweeney. Shut it.
Is that what they said?
That's it, isn't it? Isn't it amazing that theme tunes you can remember from way back? And yet you walk in the room. Can you remember what you walked in the room for?
No.
Right, so let's do some wording. Shall we say for you? It's for you. No, lovely. For you.
Oh.
Well, for somebody. We'll pop it there. Say for you, just there. So this is why I'm off that little thing there. Actually, the wording's slightly curved, I curved it a little bit just so that it fits in better. We'll say there. Shall we do it? Should we keep it blue?
Yeah.
We should keep it blue, shouldn't we? So I'm going to use the same sapphire. Now, big tip is when your stamps are new, they're too new, they're too clean and shiny. I've looked at different people's takes on Facebook and different things and what they use to clean their stamps with. Some of them I just use fairy liquid and something like that just to get the thing off. Somebody mentioned like fine sandpaper, which would be like, no. But there's another thing. You can get a sanded eraser. I've been trying that just to get I can't find it, but the surface a bit less. It's got like a coating on it, and then you know the stamp better when they've got a bit inky and you've used them for a bit. So yeah, you can look up at that. See what I've tried the sanded eraser. It seemed to help a little bit because the thing is, especially with like a water-based ink, like distress ink, it kind of repels, especially again when the stamps are new. It doesn't sit on there as well as you want it to, and it can look a little bit like that, a little bit patchy. But what are you going to do?
Irene Merriam's in the room.
Hello, Irene.
Come on, Irene.
How I swear at this moment.
You mean everything.
Yeah, that's all right. There you go. That's a bit better. Thank goodness for your loading third roll positioner. So we'll dry this. And then we'll show quickly how that will come together. But effective, isn't it? Just with one ink.
Very.
But what did make a big difference was being brave. Don't leave some bits white and don't blend everything. Leave some white card in places where your lightest tone. And get the ink and make some bits darker. Commit to saying under the shelf of that thatch is going to be dark. This side's dark. So that's what definitely helped. So then what we can do...
What we can do is say hello to Jean Mullins, who's watching us from the USA.
Hey, Jean. Thank you for joining us, Jean. Right. Yeah, Jeanie for doing that. Don't know that one.
We've still got
I
Susan
like it,
Ball.
Susan Boyle.
Yeah.
I should be able to sing great. Susan
Good to
Boyle.
see you, Susan.
There you go. Pop that on there. Right, so here's the thing. I would trim that down. Boom, boom, boom. Or, other thing you can do is stick it, and then you can actually trim around as well. The team have done both things, but I'm not gonna, because that gives the idea of how it works. And what you do is you get your card, you stick it on your card, like that. Like, see, I would trim it a bit narrower. I'm going to do it right now.
Hi to Shadia. I hope I said that right. From Ottawa in Canada.
Ooh, lovely. We're very international today, are we not?
We are.
Liking it. Did you see, what do you think the idea of that, we do the monthly challenge, team are meeting doing the monthly challenge. Well, the idea of me, you got, if you want a card, you can sell a card instead. But what I thought was, if you can suffer it, if you think you're hard enough, you can, we can do a one-to-one Facebook with your crafty requests, just with thee and me. Because you can do that anywhere in the world, so doesn't matter if you're in Canada, if you're in the US of A. If you're in the monthly challenge, we can do a half an hour personal tuition. So Alison, we tried it with Alison Garrett, wanted to know how to use the pen she'd bought, the illustration pen. So we did a bit of drawing and show you how you can do a bit of freehand drawing in an easy fashion with them, using stencils or just completely freehand. I'm not going to stick that down, but can you see there? That's how that's going to look. Shall we do a bit more colouring in? And she also wanted to know about watercolour, mixing skin tones with whatever. And I didn't have watercolours at the time, so we did that. So that's how your card's going to come together, like that. And that's a quick option on card number 1. Let's do another card, shall we? Another quick thing?
Absolutely. Hi to Anna from Portugal, and we've got Daryl in the house.
Okay.
Daryl of the Sing Song.
Of the Sing Song. Oh, Daryl.
Daryl, the Daryl. Daz.
Reggae Daz. Oh, tell you, brilliant. I got you, babe. That's the one you got to do, Daryl. Me and Maria can join in there, can we not?
We can.
Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to age this, well, like much as you are aging right now, all of you. I'm going to age this card. It's too white, it's too new. There is a distressing called old paper you could use. That's what it looks like. It's kind of got a greeny kind of tint to it. I like antique linen for this as well. It's a bit warm, a bit yellowy. And you can also use pumice if you want. Or indeed, you can use all three. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some old paper, splodge it on my clean, hopefully, clean mat, craft mat, which is why you want to clean them every now and again. Don't get too hung up on it. And then we're going to, where's my spray bottle? It's essential. Hang on, there is spray bottle.
Shadia wants to know when it's going to be on Create and Craft, please.
Oh, good question there, Shadia. It's going to be on tomorrow, launching tomorrow, UK at 3:00 from this very dining room tomorrow. I'll pop that on there. That's definitely it. Look at that. Definitely older looking there. If you think, I want it to be a little bit lighter, you can spray it a little bit. You could use a sponge or a bit of paper, a bit of kitchen paper, blot a bit off if you think, it's a bit too just have a bit play around. That's definitely giving it a bit more of an, I've got blue on it now, look where that one, look. Well, it's aged, okay, it's aged. Right. We can do the same with that one. Maria's looking, you hate aged stuff, don't you? Just like want everything nice and
I like clean.
Yeah, I know, and glittery, preferably with a bit of bling.
Yeah, a bit of bling.
Yeah, that's a bit of bling. Right, so we've got that little bit aging thing going on the back. I'm going to use a little bit more antique linen. That's a softer, warmer kind of option to go with it. And this is before we're going to colour these. So it looks a bit dramatic, a bit like, a bit too much at the minute. But we haven't got any colour on, so it'll be fine, Maria. It's all good, right? So bear with, be fine.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So we've got something going on in the background, a little bit of colour, a little bit of stuff going on. We can ink it up a little bit more if we want it later, but we can leave that on there for now. I'm going to wipe that down. I need to dry these. I'm going to do one with watercolour pencils and the one with regular pencils. How about that?
Okie dokie.
We'll do one blue and we'll do one red.
Yeah. And Sherry's quite right. That's 7 a.m. West Coast time for the USA.
Thank you.
Hi, Michael Nugent. Michael, was it yourself that we were going to meet with down in Devon? Are you Devon based? Seems to ring a bell. Just throwing that in there.
Very well. Random. Bit random.
We shouldn't be too long though, Sheena, before we can start doing workshops again.
Oh, can't
Once
wait.
we can get groups back together.
Oh, how cool will that be? Yes, definitely. Cannot wait.
Rosine says, what was the first colour you used?
I used old, for the background, old paper.
Old paper.
Yeah, and that's kind of a greeny kind of...
So old paper or aged paper?
Old paper.
Old paper. All right.
Right, old paper.
And then it ends up looking aged.
And it looks aged.
Yay.
Yeah, and then, but there's three. You can use old paper, you can use antique linen, and pumice stone's greyish. Let me show you. Just do a little splodge there. Remember, these are strong. You're going to water them down. Old paper, antique linen, pumice. They're, I mean, three light colours I really like to use. So, let us do a little bit of watercolour pencil to start with. Let's do that. And I haven't got loads and loads and loads and loads and loads of colours here. I've just got one tin of 24 because I keep saying you don't need every colour people do. You just need good colours, okay? You just need a few good quality colours that will work for you. So, back to using that proper brush, not a water brush. Clean water preferably. So I'm using the number 8 Sheena brush. Just going to have a little drink of my shandy. Thank you very much. Have a lovely. Right, so, and then you're going to pick out the colours you're going to use. I like that's a pearly blue. Right, here's the thing. I haven't got a colour chart here for these yet. So, don't even think of going straight onto your project before you do this. Check them out. You think they look good, but you won't know till you get them next to each other and blended. Because I want a darker to a lighter tone. And in that natural kind of full-on intense state, you can't really tell what they are. You know what, I should have assigned like that one there, that one was that one, that one, that one, that one. Right, I've got them in the right order. Because then if you do them random and then you don't like remember which one's which, you kind of, you know what I mean? You got to like label them. Hello? Right. And then you can say, right, like that one, don't like that one, or whichever one you want to use. So, I'm really liking that intense bit. I think that's lovely. And I quite like that one there. I'm going to go that one, so that one, and that one. And I might put a touch of that purpley colour in as well. I'm eliminating that one. So these are the colours I'm going to work with to start with. It doesn't mean they're the only colours I'm going to work with, but they'll do as a starter for 10. And technically with watercolours, you can kind of just use one colour. You know that one there, that intense one here. Because what you do is you just put your pencil like this on the bottom and drag up. So this is why you want to make sure your card's dry here, because if it's not, it's going to grab all of this colour. So I'm putting a bit darker there. I'm dragging up some lines like this with this colour, and then I'm going to make under here a bit darker with that colour because there's going to be a little bit of a shadow. Take a brush. So you know what you think, with regular pencils you're going to need at least 3 to get a blend here. With watercolours you might just get away with 1. I'll show you how. So go over the lighter area and just drag a little bit of the colour like that. Then I'm going to the bottom. This is where your quality product comes in, because if you've got not a very good quality watercolour pencil, you're not going to get that intensity of colour, okay? So dragging a little bit at the end with that lighter bit. I'm not starting at the darker bit because it'll all go too dark if you drag it up too much. That there. Right, that'll do for base layer. And then we can use that same colour, a little bit in here.
Bit scared to say it, Sheena,
What
but
is?
your hair's coming into the shot. I mean, I know I said I wouldn't mention your hair. Yeah, I won't mention it.
Cheers.
Don't bring the hair up, folks.
I've waited how long for a haircut?
I know.
Wasn't a relaxing thing.
I know. But everybody's got to start somewhere. The fact that she did it to you.
See? She's not making it better, is she?
It's not your fault. And it's not her fault, really. They've got to practice on somebody.
You see? Right.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, let's not mention the hair. Because from above, unfortunately, you've got some grey bits as well.
Yeah, keep talking, Cooper. Keep talking.
Yeah, let's not mention the hair. Anyway, back to craft.
Cheers for that. Back to happy thoughts.
Happy talky, happy talk. Talk about hair you'd like to have.
Actually, it's not the bad. There's still plenty of it. That's the thing.
I know. £40, Sheena, and that's what she... Actually, she's made a lovely job. Yeah, for a beginner.
So just colouring here, ignoring any kind of things in the background. Focus on what you're doing. Try to eliminate any erroneous noises that are going on there. Just focus on your craft. Go your happy place is what I say.
I recommend a little bit of mindfulness music in the background.
Yeah, like, what? A bit of Tom Jones.
Tom Jones.
A bit of Simon and Garfunkel. So drag this, and now I'm just dragging that colour, same as I did that, same, like that, just like that. I like a California poppy, having lived in California as well, especially. I can't wait to get back, Maria. We've got to try and get, when we can,
California.
see everybody, take you around my old haunts, and Laguna Beach, lovely. Oh, there my head. What are you laughing at?
Amanda says I'm treading a fine line.
Yeah, thanks, Amanda.
Uh-oh.
You think? Yeah. So just dragging that. See, so this is where watercolours and watercolour pencils really score. If you want to do something similar, and we're building on from what we've just done, with one colour, because it's blendable with watercolour and it's the same principles as watercolour, you leave some light bits where you want to highlight, and you put some dark bits where you want to darken, and you can layer it if you want. So we've got pretty...
Much like you can with hair, really. You can layer hair, can't you?
Really pushing it, Cooper, aren't you? Really pushing it. So what we'll do, I'm not going to do the whole thing because I'll show you how the thing would work with the others as well, but we'll pop a little bit of green on to give you a bit of idea where we're going, and I'm going to layer this up a little bit. So also, my pencil, this is nice and sharp, this is lovely. The other ones should have been sharp on my blue. I should be sharpening that blue pencil again because you can be a lot more precise if you keep your pencils nice and sharp too. So lighter there, just drag a little bit of that there, so we've got a highlight down to the dark bit, like that. And same here, like that.
You can get those craft scissors that can crimp the side of cards and cut a wavy line. I was just wondering.
Yes,
maybe.
I knew you would be.
Yeah.
I'm going to put green. Sometimes in the middles of them, they look black, but they've got like a lot of green in there as well. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to dry that, and then we can layer that up a little bit more to get a bit more intense colour if we want. So let's dry that.
Take the ribbon from my hair.
I can't think of any hairstyles to come back at you with.
Well, shake it loose and let it fall.
There's not many hair songs, are there?
No, I can't think of any
Really,
more,
I usually
Sheena.
have a wealth of plethora. I've got usually a full Spotify playlist.
It ain't what you do, it's the way that you do it. It ain't what you do, it's the way that you do it.
Yeah, that don't work with the hair though.
Well, it is, really, if you think about it. It's not what she did with scissors, is it? It's how she did it, really.
Right, you know, next time I cut yours for you,
Yeah.
remember, I even got the control of the scissors.
Uh-oh.
Yeah? Uh-oh. Thinking twice now, are we not? So I'm just darkening that, intensifying it, going over it again. And then just, because that is such a pretty blue. Look at that, it's inky now.
Gonna wash that crafter right out of my hair.
Oh,
Gonna wash that crafter
Nelly
right out of
Forbush.
my hair.
That was in what, the carrot in Oklahoma?
Thank you, Debbie. Keep feeding them
Debbie came up
in.
with that one, did she?
Come on.
Oh, thank you, Durran. Yeah, cheers very much. We'll be having a little talk after this. Just saying. Right, so I'm not going to do too much more with this. We'll do a little bit of black there, but that's it. That's the thing. Look at the dark bits. Look at where there's going to be less light. Put more pencil there. And then if you want to intensify it more, and I've got to say these are really nice intense colours to start with. Lots of pigment. That's what you want. And you remember, you look for quality. You want a watercolor pencil that is soft, that releases the pigment, so you're not etching into your card. Because if you have to etch into the card to get some colour down, you never get rid of that etched, embossed bit of your card. And that's why people in the past, if you've tried watercolor pencil, thought, ooh, no, it doesn't look refined enough for myself. I'm far more refined than this. That's the reason why.
So you will find these on the live TV show tomorrow on Create and Craft at
3 o'clock in the afternoon in UK time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because they're here today and maybe gone tomorrow.
Oh, she funny lady. Funny. Oh, me sides are splitting. Oh, somebody stop me.
Okay, I'm going to giving up now. Move on to another subject.
Oh, yeah?
Back to crafting.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. Wow. Well, did you get told off by somebody? Did you?
No.
Oh, okay. Sounds like you're behaving yourself there for like no apparent reason. Kind of scares me more. Right, I ain't going to do much more with that because that's enough just to show you how you can use your watercolour pencils, I think, and your poppies. You will continue. Then you're going to choose your frame, and I think for this one, I do like the black en vogue frame. Now you got to imagine a little bit because it needs trimming and things like that, but we can do that, you know, at times and ways. You get the idea.
Debbie's making me laugh again.
Oh, don't be doing that, Debbie, and encouraging that. Don't be doing it. So that is what that you can imagine. You just colour it and then you layer it up, and that's going to be that. Thank you very much. Job's a good one. If you did lose some of this light here, and you think, oh, right, wait for me. Remember your white gouache. You can always go over it with your gouache and bring the light back. Back to the light. Go to the light. Think Poltergeist. Okay. Right. Should we do a little bit of another poppy with regular pencils, shall we?
Mm-hmm.
Just thinking it'd get more to show you that way, isn't it? Just moving through like that. Put these back in here. And see, I'm not a tidy person, as Maria would probably like in telling you in other ways. But with my pencils and things, you've got to put them back. You've got them. Makes it easier next time. Okay, regular poppy. With your red poppies, you want to make sure that you have got you've got more than like just a flat red colour. You want some orange as a base colour. Is that what I got away? No, this isn't the one. Right.
So if you wanted to use multiple colours, would you start with the lightest first?
Yes, definitely. Right,
Okay.
this colour first.
Good question.
So I'm going to pick out some orange, and I'm going to pick out that red. And again, I'm going to try it on a piece of paper. I might even go with that. Sometimes you have too many transitions. By the time I blended that one in with that one, you might not see much difference. So you might be able to go straight from that to that instead of that middle guy there. And I'm going to go with a dark red like that.
And Shaggy is saying that she's just seen they've come up on the website as a sneak peek.
Have they?
Mm.
Oh, it's like somebody watching us. Are they watching right now? Didn't know
They're
we were
always
doing
watching,
this.
Sheena.
They're always watching. See nothing, you didn't see us. So what I'm doing is I'm going over with this orangey colour. And I'm doing this kind of in the where I think the highlight's going to be. This is going to be the lightest bit because I don't want it orange, I still want it red, but I want that glow to be shining through in the lighter areas. So on the top here, and if you tend to press on too hard, don't, but if you're still finding you're doing that, hold the pencil further back and colouring like that, because then you'll be putting less pressure. With pencils, the way they cling to the card, with watercolour pencils, they cling to the card because of the breakdown, and there's a gum arabic, like a gluey binder, as there is in any paint, which will then cause the pigments to stick to the card. Because imagine if you ever tried painting with chalks before, they just come off your paper because there's nothing to make them stick to your paper. So what you need is somewhere to have them stick. And chalk and pastels and things like that stick by sticking to the tooth into the card. So a rough card, so you can't use chalks on a smooth card, as you know. And as you can't use regular pencils on too smooth a card because they fill the tooth of the card too quickly, and that then becomes shiny and waxy. So that's where if you go in gung ho to start with too heavy a pressure, you end up where you've levelled all those little pits and troughs and valleys and mountains and valleys out, and there's nowhere for this to go. So just be aware of that. So don't go in too heavy-handed to start with. Build it up slowly if you can. If that did happen and you did end up where you really, it's not you can't put any more on there because it's gone shiny, waxy. Because even the oil-based ones, the non-waxy ones, will eventually fill up as well. They'll get loaded with the colour too. You can do something that we use for blending, which makes it much quicker too, which basically breaks the pigments down and makes them act a bit more like a watercolour pencil, is by using an odorless thinner or an organic kind of a more kind of eco-friendly blender like the Zest It. So that will break down the wax that you've got built up there, and it'll allow you to get a little bit more on there if you needed to. So can you see how we've got a little bit more vibrant colour going on there by just building that up between the three?
I think that's a really good tip because the orange underneath makes the red so much more vibrant.
It does. And anything, if I'm using like alcohol pens or anything like that, I always start with an orangey base to it, because that then really does give you that glow. Because a red, even the most vibrant red, looks really flat if you just use it as it is, just a red. Somehow it's really disappointing. You think, well, that's not what it looks like. It's got some more life to it than that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's usually what it is. You need that little bit of... Whereas instead of, if you leave a highlight, like on the church we did. Oops, just not that. On the church, the highlight was just, we left it white, the card, didn't we? That was the highlight there. The white card was really making it look contoured and like it had something going on. With the red, the bit you leave lighter is where the orange is showing. So it's not white card, but it's the orange glowy bit that you've left as the highlight. And that then works, I think.
Sharon's asking, what paper are you using, please?
I'm using the Willow White. It's a great, just for everything, for your watercolour, for your pencils. Even works great with alcohol pens too. It's just a great card. If you're only going to ever buy one card and have one card as your regular one in your stash, and then have little guest appearances by other cards. You might want the Willow watercolour in there, you might want whatever. But just make your standard, bog standard, 90% of the time you're using, make it the White Willow card. It's just the card to use. Really. It's like, heavyweight, and that's what's going to do it for you. So if you've got that there, now we've done all of that without any blending solution, just the pencils. And the reason it's worked and it's nice and smooth is we've used like what they call, now what I'm doing is a burnishing technique. I've said, right, I've got the colour the way I want it. Now I'm going over heavy pressure, but you've got to make sure you're not going to want to change anything. This is where I'm sharpening the edges up a little bit. And that's it, I'm happy. I want that orangey there. I can go a little bit heavier with the orange in there if I want. And that's it, it's done. If you do this too soon, you can't go back. Yeah, like I say, you've made it, you've filled the tooth of the card and nothing to be done. But can you see how that's got that light and shade and dark and to it?
Yeah, it's lovely.
So it's the same that you would do with this flower. If I was doing the same, I'd look at the orange and I'd say, where's the light hitting? There. Has Douglas got any shade in there? Nope, she hasn't. So I'm mapping this out for you. Right, that's going to be orange there. Like that. Little circular movements instead of, if you're gonna use longer, you've got to make them contour with the leaf, because you don't want them to go opposite. You don't want to, if you're going to see any marks, it's got to go with the shape of whatever you're colouring. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And this here is going to be lighter because there's lights hitting this bit at the top. See there.
So Sheena,
Yes,
a few people have asked.
Yes.
Are these the pencils that you're talking about that you've trialled and looked into and tested, etc.? Could you just explain what's happening with that? Because people are still waiting, I think.
We'll be back. We're doing that as soon as possible, guys. We are working on it. And as soon as we have got the definitive answer, we will do that. But yeah, it will be within as soon as possible. But yes, these are really good pencils. These are really good. You wouldn't be doing wrong by using these pencils. We have got other things we're bringing. It's very exciting. Other stuff we're working on, almost sorted, to bring you to other colouring products. But the important thing is, it's not just bringing the products. It's and I will say this: these are artist products. They're not crafting. They're not things that have been created by a craft company for the craft world. I still say that those are nice to have. There's cool things in the craft world that are wonderful and everything's good. But for me, I still stand by using artists' products which have stood the test of time, which are you're getting the full intensity of the pigments without any compromise. You're getting them as an artist, because an artist has got far bigger demands. You can imagine working on something. You don't want that thing you're working on, you've created as a commission, you've spent weeks, months, years working on, fading, for example, or not performing as it should, because time's money. That's your income. That's how you're making your money. You need the best quality, the best product, the things that have been tested and tried over time. Are going to work for you. That's what I want to bring to you and say, look, this is. Yes, use the other stuff, but we can still use these products in cool, funky ways too. Don't be scared of them, is the thing. We're going to use these products that haven't been compromised in any way, that haven't been tweaked or made simplified, or repackaged. They are the real deal. And if we know how to use them, it's like everything, isn't it? When you cook, if you learn how to use the real good stuff, the real ingredients that the chefs know about, you get a better result, a better finish. And that's what I want to do. I want to bring you is where you don't have to buy as much, you just have to buy the right stuff. Not about getting more, it's about getting right. So can you see how that there now has got that shading and that variation on there as well? I'm not going to do the whole poppy because I'm going to leave some to do. We'll do a bit colouring tomorrow as well with something else, but hopefully that's given you the idea of how they've got that darker to lighter. I mean, you can even go darker again on some of the areas, but if you've got the point where it's getting filled up and you can't get any more there, well, then you've filled the card up and you're done. And this is also where you want the better quality, because if you're filling the card with just wax and the manufacturer that has created the product you're using hasn't put the pigment in, because that's what you're paying for at the end of the day, whatever you do, you're not going to make the better of it. It's going to be what it is. It's just filled with wax. Now you can't put any colour in there because there isn't any. It's filled up. It's taken up with just shiny carrier products, and that's not what you want. You need it to be filled with pigment, not wax. So pop that there. That there. I'm hoping this has been beneficial to you. We've been a while since we've done a little Facebook Live, and as you can tell, not a little bit more practice needed, I think, Cooper. We'll get more after it. It's you know, we're trying to bring you the best experience, you know, visually, so you can see things properly. But the kit, there's quite a bit of kit here. There's, you know, 2 cameras, a switching thing going on, and another screen. So there's a bit going on in the background, but just so that we can bring you the best we can for you.
They call it a learning curve, don't they, Sheena?
Yeah. It's great. We love it. So hopefully that's helped, and I'm hoping you like the new cards, the DLs.
Michelle's saying, will there be another chance to get the amazing stencils?
Yes, we are working on it. It's so
in
close.
A position to say yes.
We're just any minute getting confirmation on a definite, solid yes, and this is when it'll be. Okay, so yeah, we know that a lot of you, and you're loving the concept as well. So there will be more coming to fit that concept, because seriously, the stuff that you've been posting on the enquetes is just phenomenal,
Stunning,
isn't it?
yeah.
It's stunning. I think it's the best stuff you've kind of embraced. It's just absolutely on another level. It really is. It really is art that you're producing with these. They're fabulous. Right, so I'm going to leave it at that for today. I don't think I could finish that one thing, wouldn't you? But leave it, you know. Leave it a bit there.
I think you should leave it.
Should leave it?
No, you should do it.
Oh.
Yay!
There you go. I'm going to do it. Okay, so just same thing. Orange. So three colours is enough. Orange, then the mid-red, and then the dark red for the shading. And then, yeah, I'm going to put the dark in now, just so I know where, even if it's not really, really heavy, just so I can map out where in my head where I'm going to make it darker. And there's going to be darker in there and under there. So that bit there is going to show up, that little bit highlight there, like that. Bit at the end, darker where it's just turning on. We've got some little ripples going on. And then the medium. Oh, got the medium on there. But that's done the light, okay.
Sherry wants some singing.
Oh, Sherry, I know we've been really rather. I blame the stress of the opening thingy there on the technical thing. Oh, that was not fun, was it?
It was not. Oh, let me just say as well that we will be doing the Facebook Live to cover the stencils. That will be coming up reasonably soon. When I appreciate some people are receiving their stencils already, some people are still on extended. So obviously we want to try and get a catchment in for everybody.
Which is why we thought we'd hang on a little bit.
So we'll be hanging a little bit, but not too much longer.
Yeah.
By which time I will try and master.
Yeah, we'll work it out.
The cameras.
We did. We had it rocking. It was that switching over the blinking iPad to the other ones, and the program's just updated, which is never a good thing, is it? It's like Facebook, another update. Really? Have you got to? Must you? I'm gonna do a bit that there. Yeah, a bit there, like that.
So if you haven't been onto Sheena's Inquettes page yet, please do. Free to join. Please answer the questions, otherwise the admin will knock your application back again. But lots of learning opportunities there, and galleries full of samples from the fantastic DT. So lots of fun to be had.
It's an amazing resource. I mean, God, the tutorials that are going back, they're there. You know, you don't miss it. If you miss them at the time, you haven't missed them. They're there to access, aren't they, Maria? So I mean,
absolutely. And if you're on there already, go into the files section towards the top of the page and have a look under photos and albums and videos. I'll be working hard to try and build on those videos as well. We're going to be working pretty hard going forward over the next few months with education. So watch this space.
Yeah, we have the plans. So that there will just give you a little bit of an idea again on how it works, and then the fun bit is choosing which frame you're going to sit it against, and you know, you can do like a verdigris frame. You can use your wax, your gilding wax on your frames. There's lots of stuff you can do to have play a bit further with it, but that hopefully has given you a little bit of an idea on 3 different colouring mediums, 3 different approaches to them. So, you know, because we've all got different stuff, and you shouldn't, you know, something that just works with one thing is not what you want, is it? So that's that. You would choose your frame. I don't know where I put that loose frame. Oh, reluctant to find it. Try and pick up another one. See the gold. See, put that one on there. That would go. It's an option. Well, I should have brought it. If I put that frame on, I would have brought it a bit further down, but because it's heavier, that frame, it's really that one I had mapped it in to go with. I think black with the with that looks very, very au niveau. You know, so you're going to trim it down so that it's not bigger than that, and that's what we've been playing with, guys. We've got a blue inky one, so if you're just joining, you've missed that. It'll still be there to see. And then we did the blue, bright blue poppy. You can pop it in there, or you could have it like that. It's up to you, whatever you want to do. Yeah, or your call. So join me tomorrow on the TV, but live. Obviously, it's with the Facebook, we can take more time. It's always a challenge, and what am I going to show you in the time we've got? So it might be a quicker process, and I'm not sure yet. I'm always deciding right to the last minute, then I change my mind again every time. Do I not, Maria?
You do.
Which is probably what I'll be doing tomorrow before the show's deciding something and spot myself right again. Are we on this camera or that camera?
Attempting to bring you back onto the forward-facing camera. You may speak.
I may speak. I may. Yeah. I may try and stop you speaking. So, cheers everybody. We'll see you tomorrow, 3:00. And will be launched. I hope you like them. Let me know. Give me a thumbs up if you like them, and keep trying them. We're always trying to bring you something different, but that looks achievable. You know, not too much work to them. 6 stamps to choose from, 2 frames to mix and match them with, and you can colour them in with whatever you want, as you can see. So we will see you there. Thank you.
Thanks for sticking with us.
Yeah, phew. We got there eventually, yeah.
We did.
Stay safe.
Bye, everyone.